Rumors are coming out that Shaduer Sanders is the Cleveland Browns quarterback one. Is it true? And is there a world where Cam Ward and Sanders are both off the board when the Giants are on the clock? Free agency rumors as well. Trey Smith, the number one offensive lineman in free agency, sounds like he is going to be playing elsewhere in the 2025 season. It sounds like the Chiefs don't have plans to bring him back. We're going to break all that down here on Giants Now, right now. Welcome into Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Let's dive into it. Shaduer Sanders on the Well Off Media YouTube channel that is ran by Deion Sanders Jr. He let everybody know that he has some top 30 visits coming up. Remember, what is that? A team can invite 30 players to come to their building to have a private or group meeting with the organization. It could be any player. It could be any round pick. You only get 30 of them. And Sanders said his first top 30 visit is with the Cleveland Browns. He also did say that he does have a top 30 visit with the Giants, but he did make it clear that it was the Cleveland Browns that he had a meeting with first. Also, he tweeted out recently showing some love to Cleveland Browns fans. There was Browns fans lined up after the Myles Garrett trade, and there was a couple of Browns fans doing the Shaduer Sanders, bust down my AP. Perfect timing. And he put it up and he said wrist up. So maybe he's warming up to the idea of being a Cleveland Brown. And rumors are heating up that he is actually the number one quarterback on their big board heading in to the NFL draft. So I went and I talked to my guy Matthew Peterson, former Giants Now producer and now full-time Cleveland Browns report host here at Chat Sports. And he showed me this tweet from Nathan Zagura. I hope I am saying that correct. He is a play-by-play or color commentator for the Cleveland Browns. And he said this: I love all of the interaction and passion about these comments. I will say this: there are no sure things in the NFL draft, regardless of position. But there is one absolute sure thing in the NFL. If you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a chance. And right now, the Cleveland Browns do not have a quarterback. And the only quarterback they have on their roster is extremely overpaid, and he is hurt. He tore his Achilles tendon in the regular season, and then about a month ago, he re-injured that Achilles. Supposedly re-tore it, and he could miss the entire 2025 season for Cleveland. So the Browns need a quarterback. They absolutely do. The Tennessee Titans, they also need a quarterback. And I'm not going to be shocked if the Browns end up picking Shaduer Sanders or Cam Ward at the number 2 overall selection. When you don't have a quarterback and you're picking at the top of the NFL draft, it's really hard to pass on a quarterback because, one, you don't know when you're going to be back, and two, you hope that you're never back at the top of the class or at the top of the draft. If the Browns like Sanders, it really just comes down to this. If they like him, if they think he's worthy of the pick, breaking news, they're going to pick him. That's just going to happen. Andrew Berry, the GM, decision maker for the Browns, is an extremely smart man. And he's going to spend time with Shaduer Sanders. They supposedly spent time with him at the East-West Shrine Bowl, had a private meeting with him there. They're going to have a top 30 visit with him. I'm sure a private workout will come out about Shedeur and the Browns linking up and having that. And they're going to do their homework on him. And if they like him, they're going to pick him. And there could be a chance where Ward and Sanders are both available at number 2. I hadn't heard much about Cam Ward going to the Browns, but maybe they do have Ward above him. Also, Myles Garrett requested a trade. Could this be an official tear it down, rebuild, and start from number 1? Or could it mean that they need to go out and replace Myles Garrett with a guy like Abdul Carter? There's multiple ways the Cleveland Browns could go. And if you asked Andrew Berry today, who do you want to pick? He may not even know. We haven't had the combine. Still a long ways to go. But I want to put it on people's radars that there is a world where maybe Shaduer Sanders goes to the Browns and maybe Cam Ward goes number 1 to the Titans. And the Giants could be on the clock when neither quarterback is on the board. We're going to keep you up to date, though, so on draft night, you don't know or you know everything that could happen. We cover every Giants offseason rumor right here on Giants Now. So subscribe and turn your notifications on. I looked at the analytics. Only like 15% of people have their notifications turned on. That is BS. So everybody, take 5 seconds right now to go down and hit that bell icon and select all so you never miss a thing. Coming up next is Trey Smith, the number 1 interior offensive lineman and the number 1 free agent offensive lineman leaving the Kansas City Chiefs. Sounds like they may not be able to pay him. Maybe he could be a New York Giant. We'll talk about that around the corner. First, though, I got to let you guys in on a little bit of a secret. If you go to factormeals.com/NixChat50off, you can get 50% off your first order with Factor Meals. All of that information will be clickable down in the comments and description of today's show. If you have a busy lifestyle, kind of like I do, and you don't always know where your next meal is coming from, Factor is the meal kit for you. They have chef-made gourmet meals that make eating well easy. They are dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes, so you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. With 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on the menu each week, it's easy to pick meals tailored to your goals. Choose from preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or Keto. Factor can help you feel your best all day long with wholesome smoothies, breakfast, grab-and-go snacks, and more add-ons. Reach your goals this year with ingredients you can trust and convenience that cannot be beat. Eat smart. Get started at factormeals.com/NixChat50off and use code NixChat50off to get 50% off your first box. Plus, you get free shipping. So use the code NixChat50off at factormeals.com/NixChat50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. All that information will be clickable down in the comments and description of today's show. All righty, rumors are coming out that Trey Smith will not be back with the Kansas City Chiefs next season. The report is the Chiefs may not be able to re-sign him, and they may be having to go out and find a new right guard. Sam Robinson of Pro Football Rumors referenced this from the Washington Post, Jason Lockenfora. As the Chiefs will need a better answer at left tackle in 2025, they are bracing for their top in-house free agent to leave. Kansas City is expected to lose Smith once the market opens. Despite the Chiefs showing interest in retaining Smith at the season's outset, his situation has trended this way for a bit. If Trey Smith is leaving the Kansas City Chiefs, bring him to New York. Force him to sign a contract and make him come be the starting right guard for this team. He's the number 1 offensive lineman in free agency, and the Giants, they need to go and attack and spend quality dollars at that offensive line position. You need a right guard. You got Andrew Thomas, you got John Runyon, you got John Michael Schmitz, you need a starting right guard, and you got Jermaine Illuminor at right tackle. And he got enough money to go out and do it. And he is going to get money, a lot of it. Smith will reset the guard market in NFL free agency. We saw last year Robert Hunt signed with the Carolina Panthers. He got a deal of an average annual value of $20 million per year. And I'm sure Trey Smith and his agent are licking their chops and saying, you know what? We want to be a part of this graphic. And we want to be number 1 on this graphic. A guy like Landon Dickerson making $21 million. Chris Lindstrom, $20.5 million. Then Quentin Nelson and Robert Hunt both tied at $20 million. He's a premier player, and he plays a very important position. Interior offensive line, which I think is becoming more and more important. I think Robert Hunt and the contract that he signed with the Carolina Panthers is going to be the starting framework of a deal for Trey Smith when it comes to a new team. I know a lot of people, Marshall, he wasn't good in the Super Bowl. Marshall, you would still re-sign him after the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line got thrashed? Yeah, I would. I think that game was a little bit more about the Eagles' D-line than the Chiefs' O-line. And the Chiefs had a lot of other holes on the offensive line. Left tackle, hurt. Had injuries at other spots. They didn't get just cooked because Trey Smith played bad. Come on, guys. This is someone that allowed 0 sacks in the regular season. Think about it like this. He was on the field for 1,115 snaps, and he didn't allow 1 sack. He's my number 1 free agent target. He is. He is the player that I am willing to go out and splurge on an NFL free agency. You want to draft a rookie quarterback? You want to put a guy back there that needs help around him? You want to go out and rely on a rookie quarterback? Build up the O-line. The number 1 most important thing for a rookie quarterback to have success outside of the talent that they possess is, do they have time to throw? Do they have time to get through their reads? Do they feel comfortable? And do they have 5 guys in front of them that can keep him clean. If you could put together an offensive line that has Andrew Thomas, John Runyon, hopefully John Michael Schmitz takes a step in year 3, with Trey Smith at your right guard and Jermaine Illuminor at right tackle, and you build up the depth on this offensive line, that is good enough to go out and be successful. I personally think this is a top 10 offensive line, but you got to stay healthy. Thomas has to stay healthy. Runyon has to stay healthy. Schmitz has to take a step. Illuminor, just keep doing what you're doing. You're not great, but you're a really solid player in this league. If this is your starting 5 on the front, and you get a rookie, and you go out and you add another playmaker at receiver, you might be able to actually cook with some gas on offense. Question to you is, because I know a lot of people want the Giants to go spend big on T. Higgins. And I know a lot of Giants fans want him to go spend big on Trey Smith. And some Giants fans believe they can go out and spend big on both. Probably not going to happen. You may get just one of these guys. You might get none. But if it comes down to one of these young gentlemen, who would you rather have? Trey Smith, T. Higgins? Sound off for me. And make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, @MarshallReed_. Hit me up, and let's go Big Blue.